Right, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is working.
Excellent.
Joe, we're
Hi.
sitting on a bench. It's the morning. It's a hot day. Just got the shade on us. And on your chest is your very new little son. How old is he?
He's 10 days old today.
10 days old. Welcome to this world, little fellow. Has he got a name yet?
He does. He's called Emin.
Emin.
Emin. Yeah.
Is that E-M-A-N?
Ian.
E-M-I-N.
Like Tracy, but not named after Tracy.
Right. So, is Emin your first child?
He is, and I've got no idea what I'm doing.
I think it's such an amazing time of life when a baby's just been born, and I think anyone who is a parent will remember the kind of epic nature of what you're going through. Sort of every hour is significant at this age and stage.
Oh, absolutely. And I think I was just saying to my wife this morning, I think he's getting more alert. I think we're seeing more eye open time day by day. You're like, should we be tracking this or just just enjoying kind of making eye contact for the first time or what? And I think you're right. It changes by the hour.
Every little detail is so significant in the first few days, isn't it?
Yeah, first nail clippings, first sneezes. We managed this for the first time yesterday, actually.
When
so
you
that
say
was
this,
big.
you mean coming out?
Coming out and sitting in the park. Yeah, just the two of us. So that felt like a massive milestone. First father-son quality time.
Brilliant.
And
So at the moment he's asleep on your chest. He's wrapped in a little red blanket, and he's got a tiny little hat on, and he's asleep or he's dozing.
I reckon we're on the cusp of a sleep, which is great news for this.
Brilliant. Well, it doesn't matter if he wants to join in too. Yeah, it is amazing that the simple thing of coming out and sitting on a park bench is a huge achievement.
Yes, yeah, and I think there is something. It's taken me a few days to adjust my expectations, because I was like, well, if he's just feeding and sleeping all the time, then I'll be able to, I don't know, sneak out for a run or get on the turbo trainer, and in the afternoon maybe I'll, cook something elaborate for dinner and.
None of these
what a
things
fool!
None of these things happen.
Yesterday I managed to shower.
Hooray! Another amazing milestone.
Exactly.
I think one of the things that's lovely at this age too is you can just gaze at your newborn, and that's all you need. You can do that the whole day.
Absolutely. And I like the football, and I was kind of going, again, great, paternity leave. It's going to fall over the World Cup. And I'll be up late, so that'll be fine. And put a game on and then just end up staring at him the whole time. Got no idea what's going on.
That's great.
You're absolutely right. There's nothing more, I was going to say entertaining, but it's more transfixing than just watching his little face change as he sleeps. Yeah. What's going on in there? Anything?
Probably, I mean, all these things that we've spoken about which are significant for you at the moment, for him, it's probably times 10.
Which is wild, right?
Yeah. God, he must be learning so much.
Exactly. And it's a bit wild. And you're like, do we just let you be? Do we need to be encouraging that learning? But then again, everything is new, so I guess he'll just work it out as he goes along. And it's kind of like, it's a privilege to just slow down and watch. And then I'm imagining at some point, as he gets a little more kind of cognizant of what's going on around him,
Yeah.
I'll start to see things through his eyes properly. The first tree, bus, so on and
Yes.
so forth. And I can't wait for that. I really can't.
It's one of the
Appreciate London again.
It's one of the lovely things about being a parent with a newborn is there's so much ahead of you. There's so much that you're looking forward to, and yet the present is so amazing too.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of every day, you're like, God, I've had a huge day today. We did nothing, but it was huge.
It was, and it was an achievement.
Yeah.
And sat there about 4 this morning, kind of going, oh yeah, wait, how many days have we done now? Yeah, we've kept a human alive for 10 days, and that's probably one of my most significant achievements, and I'm only playing a supporting role.
So 10 days in,
Yeah.
do you think you've changed how you think about being a dad in those 10 days?
I must admit, I'm very, very good at having tunnel vision, and just focusing on the thing that is right in front of me. So until we hit being a dad, I'm not sure I'd processed what it meant, and that sounds almost negligent.
I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly. Yeah. Because I think when I think back to becoming a dad, I had the same feeling of kind of like, I didn't know what I was supposed to be feeling like, but like once you are a dad, and it changes from one day to the next, you're like, okay, this is different.
Absolutely, and I think I just knew that I couldn't comprehend it, so I didn't try. But I think one of the things that struck me most is probably, even when you don't feel all gooey and soppy towards the tiny little ball of screaming flesh, you still have to love it, and have to clean up its poo and sick and so on and so forth. And there's this kind of new way of loving that isn't rooted in feeling quite in the same way as perhaps I might have known it as just an adult loving a member of my family or my wife, and just in the doing, like the almost mechanical.
I think
just having to love, I
think
in a different way. Yeah.
What it makes me kind of think about is like everything you do is love. Every small little thing you're doing through love, through responsibility of keeping this little thing alive, and it's kind of I think there's that core. When you become a parent for the first time, you suddenly realise there's a core type of love, which is a different kind of love, and it's hard to explain, but it is a unique type of love, a parent love.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, and being very generous to me as we sit here on a bench now. Haven't finished my first coffee of the day, and it is hard to explain, but it's certainly different. It feels different, and it manifests itself differently.
While you've been sitting here, before I just cycled up, and I saw you yesterday, and we had a little chat, and I've just bumped into you again, and so we've started recording this pod. Yesterday, you were saying how tired you were, and your brain was probably just in kind of like scrambled neutral. What about this morning? What have you been thinking about as you've been sitting here on this bench in the sunshine with your little son cradled on your chest? Were there specific thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, why are you taking longer to fall asleep than yesterday? I thought we had a good thing going yesterday.
Yeah, I thought we had it sorted.
Yeah.
On day
I
9.
thought I'd solved this. But I'm just trying really hard to, at the risk of sounding slightly wanky, to be present. And so I've been deliberately sat here, phone out of reach, headphones in my pocket, just being forced to kind of be more alert to the world around by the need to be, or the desire to be, more alert to him. And it's just meaning that I'm looking at the park, listening to the park, watching people in a way that I wasn't before. And so I think it's slowing me down and making me pay more attention to everything by having to be more attentive to him, or wanting to be more attentive to him.
I think also that feeling of just being and being calm and is probably transmitted to him in some kind of way too. If you're on your phone or talking to someone, I'm sure that he would sense that you're doing something else, not in a conscious way. But I'm sure if you're just absorbing everything that's around you and just hanging out with him, he gets it in some way.
That's an attractive prospect, and I think that, just from my very, very limited experience, I think there's something in that. I think he's clearly not feeding now, but he's clearly relaxed and safe, and I guess it's just being next to a fairly consistent, steady, slow heartbeat that's probably relatively familiar to him. That's that we can have this, and you can't hear screaming in the background.
And also your voice. I'm sure the fact that we're speaking now, but he will be just hearing your voice vibrating through your chest, and that is going to be one of his core calming things, the sound of his parent. I used to read aloud to my little daughter. She couldn't understand it, but I just think it's almost like sitting by a river. The music of the water goes through you, calms you. The sound of your parents reading when you're a little babby boo, talking to you, playing with you. I think it's kind of absorbed.
I'm sure there's something in that. Yeah, I wouldn't know the science, but it feels about right, doesn't it? Yeah.
How's what are you and Mum talking about in this kind of dazed, amazing first 10 days? Are you sometimes turning to each other? I remember this thing is kind of like when you turn to the parents, you turn to each other and you just go, oh my God, what are we doing? What happens next?
Absolutely. And
in amazement.
Mum is brilliant and very attentive, and some people would call her ever so slightly something of a worrier, but let's just call her a scenario planner.
Yeah.
So we've done a lot of what ifs over the last few days. What if the slightly clogged up? This is really boring. Clogged up tear duct isn't a clogged up tear duct.
Oh yes, the minutiae of physical imperfection.
Yes.
Oh my God, should we do something about this?
It was fine when he came out. Have we broken him?
Yes.
And it's, I mean, you've hit the nail on the head there. It's the minutiae, and it's the minutiae of everything about him, but also how are we going to function today? What does the shape of the day look like? What are we going to have for tea?
Yeah. You're in the first steps of parenting, which is suddenly we're parents now. It's not just you and me. We're now parents, and we have to function as parents, which is a whole new thing.
Which means learning to function as an adult again, whilst doing all of that additional stuff, which makes the shape of the day and the silly things like, what are you going to eat? Big questions again, because you've got to do two things at once, which is interesting. And I think we've talked a bit about time, and the whole, is it Chronos and Kairos thing? The two different types of time. So like, we've got at 9 o'clock we'll sit in the park and have a conversation. At 10 o'clock we'll go and do something else. 11 o'clock, and that's Chronos, I think. And then Kairos is that idea of one thing will happen after another, and just trying to accept that for the next few weeks we have to go on, not so much on times, set times, but there'll be a feed and then there'll be a sleep. And in the sleep there are a couple of things that need doing. It might be the laundry, it might be I just need a coffee before the headache gets too bad, and it won't be I'll have the coffee at 10 o'clock. It'll be have the coffee once this event has passed or this action has been done.
You're right that suddenly time is divided into different kinds of segments. Up till now it was half an hour, it was hour, it was fitting in this, fitting in that. Now it's poos, feeds, sleeps. Suddenly
You know what I mean? And
you're dominated by a different framework for your time of the day.
Yeah.
And the night too. And so actually suddenly your newborn gives you a whole different concept of what a day means and what a night means.
Yeah. It's and yeah, it's like it's the really boring. It's not what time will we have. It's not the answer to what time will we have dinner or what time will we go to bed. Isn't after he's fed, or that's actually the best example. After he's fed, I mean no, rather sorry. This is not working. It's not well. We'll go to bed at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
So that we get an early-ish night. It's we'll go to bed when he's decided that he's fed enough and that he'll be quiet for a couple of minutes. And yeah, just accepting that kind of the need to be flexible in that way. I think after years of being an adult, where you can essentially be as selfish as you want.
Oh, totally.
Not in a nasty way, but
yeah, you don't have to think about somebody, and suddenly this thing on your chest, this little person, is more important than everything. You're tiptoeing around to see if you can put him in the pram.
See if I can put him in the shade.
Yeah.
Now, is that going to work? Sorry.
We could also move to a bench in the shade if you want to.
I think we might have done it.
Is he gone?
Oh, bit of a funny face, but we'll just give it a minute. See how that goes. Nope. Okay. Sorry.
Don't say sorry. Don't say sorry at all. Just the fact that he's sleeping, he's potentially asleep is another great step today. It's another achievement.
Exactly. Yeah.
And going back to the thing of being present, all of these, you've got to congratulate yourselves on these little things and go, we did it.
Yeah.
We've done another thing.
Yeah.
Which is a parenting thing.
Exactly.
We're becoming professional parents.
I wish someone was paying me for it.
Oh. I mean, going back to the worrying thing, that's an interesting one, because I think when you're a new parent, you do worry about everything. I think it's natural that mums worry more than dads, purely through having carried the baby in your womb and having kind of different instincts. But I also remember the incredible fragility and vulnerability of a newborn baby when you're a parent and you're holding them and you're almost at a point shaking because you're just worried about dropping or bumping their head on something. Or they're incredibly fragile.
Oh yeah. Talk about like Ming vase.
Yeah.
Polished floors. Yeah, and I think we saw a friend the other day who was going to hold the little guy for the first time and didn't know that he can't support his own head.
Yeah. Yes.
He's like, whoa.
Yeah.
The head. Hold the head. It's where his brain is.
Yes.
And I'm constantly astounded that we've survived as long as we have as a species when we come out and we can't even support our own heads, yet alone walk like Bambi did or whatever. And it's amazing. And then you start to think, to the worrying point, how physically that's quite a big thing, but also kind of when it comes to psychologically and emotionally, how fragile is this being? How many times am I allowed to cock it up before some kind of damage is done to attachment styles or emotional regulation, or how long are you allowed to let this thing cry before you're doing damage, and that fragility is
because some of it's seen, some of it's
unseen.
From what you're saying, it reminds me, it's not only just the physical fragility and worrying about are you doing the right thing, but it's also that, what are we supposed to be doing? Have we read the books? Have we watched the videos? Have we talked to all our friends who generally, with the best will in the world, friends are kind of like, I can't remember. You're like, but you've got 2 babies. What happened? What do we do at this? I can't remember. So much has happened in between. I can't remember those first 10 days.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
I think one of the really interesting things is, so I've got very few friends with kids.
Oh, right. So you're leading the charge.
To a certain extent, whereas my wife has got quite a few friends who've had kids, and actually got a couple of friends who are midwives. Right. So we're pretty well set up for advice on that side, and she's just done some canvassing on a few issues.
Yeah.
Say 10 different people, and on routine, feeding at night.
Yeah.
So on and so forth, and canvass those people just for their experiences. And if you get anything that isn't, I don't know, I can't really remember, if somebody can give you detail, I can guarantee you no 2 people have given you the same detail. And then you're like, does that mean 9 of these people were wrong and 1 of these people was right? Or are there many ways of this being okay?
Yes.
Are they in some ways less fragile than I think they are?
I think also there's that thing that happens where at the beginning you're asking loads of other people, and then slowly you realise that you know best because it's your baby. And that is an interesting journey to go on, because you're so open to everybody else's advice when you don't know what you're doing as a first-time parent. But at the same time, there is this little bit of, it's my baby, and I actually spend all my time with them. And actually, I'm slowly getting to understand that I do know best. Do you get any sense of that at this point?
Yeah. So I don't think I'm quite there on feeling like I know best. But it did strike me the other day that, to your point, no one knows this human being as well as, well, first of all, his mother, and then second of all, me. No one in the world knows this guy as well as I do. Yeah. And maybe that's the first step on the way to going, oh no, if that's the case, then maybe I do know best and I can back those decisions. But I would say a couple more weeks before I first start to feel some kind of competence as a result of that realisation.
Yeah. Hopes and dreams at this point? I know you're in this sort of every day is a huge adventure, but you've got a son. Did you know it was going to be a son or a daughter?
We didn't know. No.
Right. So he appeared in the world, and then you were suddenly, right, okay, we're on this side. We've got a boy, we haven't got a girl. How did it make you feel?
On a very surface level, crap. We'd got a girl's name dialed. We were sorted for a girl's name, and we were 50-50 on a boy's name. And now we had to make that decision in shock and sleep deprived. So that was the first reaction.
Darn it!
Yeah,
it's all about the name.
but obviously absolutely delighted. And I don't think I'd thought as far as kind of hopes and dreams beyond sustaining life day by day.
Yeah.
But kind of on reflection, I was reading something the other week in a magazine, and it was just a reflection on the changing aspirations of this kind of journalist, the changing aspirations for parenthood, in terms of his kids are older now, they're in their 20s, but when he'd started out there was a slight competitivity to parenting, and
Right.
Wanting kids to be the first to the next thing, or the best to the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing, university, so on and so forth. And with the world being the way the world has been the last few years, he's kind of recalibrated that to just, I want them to feel safe and be happy, and that spoke to me. If he can long term be safe and be happy, then we're doing something right. And I think I'd just like to be a part of that. I had, only just thinking about this now, you've asked about how I thought about having a son, but I'm fortunate enough to have had a really, really good relationship with my dad thus far.
Brilliant.
And if I can replicate that, then I'll be very, very happy. I feel like I've got a good model for father-son relationships, which is a really nice thing to be able to say, if not a little smug. We'll see whether the model serves me well at all over the next few years.
Do you know what? So my daughter's 5 years old now. I'm a 5-year veteran of parenting.
Yeah.
So many things change through all of that time, and I've now got to the stage where, even aged just 5, my daughter is showing worrying signs of being an individual and just doing her own thing, which has got nothing to do with me or mum. She's just her. And me and mum are just going, well, I mean, that's positive, but it's also, we thought we were making her into the best human being that we could, and actually she's just an individual and she's doing her thing. No matter how we parent, there's a lot of just her. I think when you start out as a parent with a newborn, you're like, I've got a real responsibility to do everything as well as I can, and to mould this human being as well as I can. But at the same time, they start to just be themselves, no matter what you do.
Yeah, and that's quite scary, because if you like the characteristics you see, if you like the kind of the improvisation that you see from that child, that's probably incredibly rewarding and affirming. But there will be bits that you don't like, right?
Yeah. My little one can be a bit of a punk sometimes, and you're like, I kind of like that, but also I need to just rein that in a bit.
Yeah, it's like, I want you to be that as an adult, but right now I want you to be seen and not heard.
Yeah, and I want you to.
How do we balance that?
I want you to eat your supper, and actually go to sleep and do the things which will regulate the day.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That must be brilliant to see that personality develop.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you even after 10 days, you must have a basic personality on Emin. You must think certain things about him. If you were to describe him thus far after 10 days, what would you say?
Goodness.
Like, is he like determined? Is he kind of cool and calm? Do you get any kind of sense of those kind of things?
I actually think he's pretty cool and calm. Like he's maybe it's recency bias and the fact that he's just started to open his eyes, but I'm just watching him in those bits in between sleeping and feeding where he does have his eyes open and watching him take things in. There's just something kind of very not. Oh, what's the? This is tricky. This is. He just feels like he's happy observing. It feels like it doesn't seem to be too overstimulating,
Mm-hmm.
and so I wonder if there's a certain kind of. I wonder if that will turn into a certain kind of collectedness. The ability to be able to see and not react. Or maybe that's just a 10-day-old baby who can't see further than his hand, and can't see anything that isn't black and white. Maybe I'll give you an update in a few weeks' time. Maybe that's a bit too much to put on him at this stage.
But imagine looking through his eyes after 10 days. Everything must be fascinating, and the fact that he is a watcher and an observer. I'm sure that probably is part of his character now.
I wonder. I hope so. I think I'd like that for him. Bit of a people watcher. But yeah. Right now I'm also tempted to say calm because we can't hear him. Yeah.
We haven't heard a squeak out of him.
No, and he is conked out. Arms in the air.
The life of a baby.
Yeah, the dream, right? The dream. Sleeping and eating. But yeah, and I think, at this stage, I don't mind what that personality turns out to be, as long as he's comfortable in his own skin and he's not a dick. But I realise I've got to wait a few years to work out whether that's going to be the case or not, and that's okay. We'll just.
And you are gonna. I mean, although we've talked about how everyone is their own individual and he will turn into himself no matter what you do, at the same time, you are his parent, you're his dad, and you'll have a hand in it, in how he develops, and you'll try and mould him in a certain way, in the best way that you can. How's your if you could encapsulate being a dad so far, 10 days in, how does it feel?
I think I'd probably just say a privilege. It's, to state the bleeding obvious, it's a unique experience, and it's just been obviously exhausting, but wonderful. Just to your point earlier, to watch every hour and every day changes and developments and glimpses of something new is amazing, and to be a part of that's really special. And then I think at the same time what it does to a kind of my relationship with my wife as well, that like teamwork and being a unit, like this feels like it must be the zenith of that, and it just feels like strengthening that relationship and growing closer and more intimate in an entirely new way, whilst also getting to watch him is really special. So it has been a privilege thus far in many ways. Yeah. Not sure I'd do it again immediately, but it is a privilege.